but stopped short of its target. From my inverted position, I could get a partial view of the demon tapping himself thoughtfully on the chin. "That's true," he murmured. "All right." I was turned into an upright position once more. "Let's take it from the top. Where's Oz, and what's keeping him in this backwater dimension?" "I think and talk better with my feet on the ground." "Huh? Oh, sorry." I was lowered into a normal standing position. Now that I was self-supporting again, I realized the interrogation had left me with a splitting headache. "He's back in General Badax's quarters arguing military tactics," I managed. "It was so boring I came back here. He should be along soon. They were almost out of wine when I left." "Tactics and wine, eh?" my visitor grimaced. "That sounds like Oz. What's the rest of it? Why is he staying around a nowhere dimension like Claw, and how did he get mixed up with the great Skeeve?" "You've heard of me?" "Here and there around the dimensions," the demon acknowledged. "In some circles, they take you pretty hot stuff. That's why I started wondering if you managed to cage Oz somehow. I was braced for a real battle royale when you walked in." "Well, actually, I'm not all that good," I admitted. "I've only really started making headway in the last couple of years since I started studying under Oz. I'd still be a total nothing if he hadn't lost his powers and taken me on as an apprentice." "Bingo!" my visitor declared, holding up his hand. "I think you just explained everything. Oz lost his powers and took on a new apprentice. No wonder he hasn't been home in a while. And all this talk about the great Skeeve is just a standard Oz-managed hype job for a new talent, right?" "We have taken on a few rough assignments," I said defensively. "In which Oz choreographed, then set you up to take the credit, right?" "What's choreographed?" I asked. Obviously, the family similarity was more than scale deep. "Well, I hope you're up to operating on your own, Skeeve, 'cause I'm taking your mentor back to Perv with me." "But you don't have to rescue him from me," I protested. "He's free to come and go as he wants." "I'm not saving him from you. I'm saving him from Oz. Our colleague has an overblown sense of responsibility that isn't always in his own best interest. Do you know how lucrative a practice he's letting fall apart on Perv while he clowns around with you?" "No," I admitted. "Well, he's losing money every day he's gone, and that means the family's losing money." Right there, I gave up the argument. Early on in my association with Oz, I learned the futility of trying to talk a Pervect out of money. The fact that Oz was willing to sacrifice a steady income to work with me was an incredible tribute to our friendship. Or his sense of duty. Of course, there's more than one way to win an argument. "Well, as I said before, I can't keep him here," I said innocently. "If you can convince him he's not needed anymore." "No way, punk," the demon sneered. "We both know that won't get him to desert an apprentice. I'm going to lure him back to Perv with a blatant lie, and you're going to keep your mouth shut." "But—" "Because if you don't, I'll make sure there's nothing left to keep him in Claw. Meaning you. Now, before you even think about trying to match magic with me, remember something. You've been studying under Oz for a couple years now. I graduated after over 300 years of apprenticeship. So far, I'm willing to live and let live. You should be able to earn a living on what you've learned so far. Maybe even pick up a few new tricks as you go along. However, if you cross me now, there won't be enough of you to pick up with a sponge. Do we understand each other?" I was suddenly aware why nobody we met in our dimension crawling ever wanted to tangle with a Pervect. I was also aware that someone had just walked into the room behind me. "Rupert!" "Uncle Oz!" The two pounded each other on the back. I gave them lots of room. "Hey, kid, this is my nephew, Rupert, but I see you've already met." "Unfortunately," I grumbled. That earned me a black look from Rupert, but Oz missed it completely. "So what brings you to Claw, nephew? A bit off your normal prowl pattern, isn't it?" "It's Dad. He wants you." "Sorry." Oz was suddenly his normal self again. "I've got too many irons in the fire here to get drawn into some family squabble." "But he's dying." That stopped Oz for a moment.